The next major tissue type is connective tissue. Connective tissue is the most abundant and widely distributed primary tissue in the body. It functions in binding and support, protecting, insulating, storing reserve fuels, transporting substances within the body. There are four main classes of connective tissues: connective tissue proper, cartilage, bone, and blood. We will review each of them as we go. Two common characteristics make connective tissues different from other tissues. The first is extracellular matrix of non-dividing portion of connective tissue, in which living cells are suspended. The second is common origin. All connective tissue arise from the mesenchyme during embryonic development. All connective tissues are made up of three components: ground substance, fibers, and cells. Ground substance and fibers together make up the extracellular matrix. Composition and arrangement of all three elements varies from one connective tissue to another. Ground substance is unstructured gel-like material that fills spaces between cells. It is the medium through which solutes diffuse between blood capillaries and the cells. Ground substance is composed of interstitial fluid, cell adhesion proteins, and proteoglycans. Cell adhesion protein form the glue for attachment. Proteoglycans consist of a protein core with attached large polysaccharides called glycosaminoglycans. For example, chondroitin sulfate and hyaluronic acid. There are three types of connective tissue fibers. These are collagen fibers, elastic fibers, and reticular fibers. Connective tissue fibers provide support. Collagen fibers are the strongest and most abundant type. They are tough and provide high tensile strength. Elastic fibers are a network of long, thin elastin fibers that allow for stretch and recoil. Reticular fibers are short, fine, and highly branched collagenous fibers. They have a different chemistry and form from collagen fibers. Now let's review connective tissue cells. There are two main types of cells: immature and mature cell types. Immature cells are called blast cells, and they typically secrete ground substance and the matrix fibers. Site cells are mature cells, and their role is to maintain the matrix. Examples: fibroblast in connective tissue proper becomes fibrocytes. Chondroblast in cartilage become chondrocytes. Osteoblast in bone tissue become osteocytes. Other cell types in connective tissues include adipocytes, leukocytes or white blood cells, mast cells, and macrophages. Adipocytes store energy as fat. Leukocytes respond to tissue injury. Examples of leukocytes include neutrophils, eosinophils, and lymphocytes. Mast cells detect foreign microorganisms and initiate local inflammatory responses. They contain secretory granules with chemicals to mediate inflammation. Some of the chemicals include heparin and histamine. Macrophages break down foreign material and dead cells. Macrophages can be fixed on connective tissues or migrate freely throughout the matrix. This diagram depicts the components of connective tissue and their arrangement. The major components are fibers, ground substance, and cells. Fibers and ground substance make up the extracellular matrix. The three major components of the model are summarized as follows. Fibers. A network of 3 intertwined fibers include, from the thickest to the thinnest, collagen, elastic fibers, and reticular fibers. Ground substance fills the space around the fibers and cells. Cells are clustered around the fibers and capillaries. They include fat cells, mast cells, fibroblasts, and macrophages. This is an overview of the types of connective tissue. Connective tissue consists of 4 main categories: connective tissue proper, cartilage, bone, and blood. Connective tissue proper contains 2 subcategories: loose connective tissue and dense connective tissue. Loose connective tissue is subdivided into 3 subcategories: areolar, adipose, and reticular connective tissue. Dense connective tissue is subdivided into 3: regular, irregular, and elastic connective tissue. Cartilage is divided into 3 subcategories: hyaline cartilage, elastic cartilage, and fibrocartilage. There are no subcategories for bone and blood. We start our review of connective tissue types with areolar connective tissue. It is the most widely distributed connective tissue and serves as the universal packaging material between other tissues. It binds body parts together, allowing them to move freely over each other. Areolar connective tissue has a gel-like matrix containing all 3 fiber types. The cells include fibroblasts, macrophages, mast cells, and some white blood cells. In terms of function, areolar connective tissue wraps around and cushions organs. It also plays an important role in immune responses through the activity of white blood cells and macrophages. Areolar connective tissue is widely distributed under epithelia of the body. For example, it forms the lamina propria of mucous membranes, packages organs, and surrounds capillaries. Next is adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is very similar to areolar connective tissue, but with very sparse matrix. Adipose tissue has densely packed fat cells called adipocytes. Large fat droplets within the cell push the nucleus to the side. The functions of adipose tissue include to provide reserve fuel, insulate against heat loss, support and protect organs. It is found under the skin in sebaceous tissue, around kidneys and eyeballs, and within the abdomen and breast. Next is reticular connective tissue. Reticular connective tissue resembles areolar tissue, but its fibers are thinner reticular fibers. It has a loose network of reticular fibers in a gel-like ground substance. The fibers form a soft internal skeleton or stroma that supports other cell types, including white blood cells, mast cells, and macrophages. It is found in lymphoid organs, including lymph nodes, bone marrow, and spleen. Next is dense regular connective tissue. It is primarily composed of closely packed bundles of parallel collagen fibers with a few elastic fibers. The measured cell type is fibroblast. Dense regular connective tissue attaches muscles to bones or to muscles. It also attaches bones to bones at joints. It can withstand great tensile strength when pulling forces are applied in one direction. Dense regular connective tissue is found in tendons and ligaments. The next is dense irregular connective tissue. It has the same elements as dense regular connective tissue, but bundles of collagen are thicker and irregularly arranged with some elastic fibers. Fibroblast is the measure cell type. Its role is to withstand tension exerted in many directions and provide structural support. It is found in fibrous capsules of organs and joints, dermis of the skin, and submucosa of digestive tract. Dense elastic connective tissue. This is basically dense, regular connective tissue containing a high proportion of elastic fibers. Its main function is to allow tissue to recoil after stretching. It also maintains pulsatile flow of blood through arteries and aids passive recoil of lungs following inspiration. It is found in walls of large arteries, within certain ligaments associated with the vertebral column, and within the walls of bronchial tubes. The next major connective tissue type is cartilage. The matrix of cartilage is secreted by chondroblasts, the immature cells. Meanwhile, chondrocytes or mature cells maintain the matrix. Chondrocytes reside within cavities in cartilage called lacunae. Cartilage is avascular but receives nutrients from surrounding membrane or the perichondrium. There are three types of cartilage: hyaline cartilage, elastic cartilage, and fibrocartilage. Hyaline cartilage is the most abundant and appears as shiny bluish glass. It has an amorphous but firm matrix with collagen fibers forming an imperceptible network. Chondroblasts produce the matrix, and when mature, as chondrocytes, lie in cavities called lacunae. Chondrocytes account for only 1 to 10% of the cartilage volume. Hyaline cartilage provides firm support and reinforcement. It serves as resilient cushion and resists compressive stress. Hyaline cartilage forms most of the embryonic skeleton before bones form, and it covers the ends of long bones in joint cavities. Hyaline cartilage forms costal cartilages of the ribs, cartilages of the nose, trachea, and larynx. Elastic cartilage is similar to hyaline cartilage, with more elastic fibers in its matrix. Its role is to maintain the shape of a structure while allowing great flexibility. It is found in the ear and epiglottis. Fibrocartilage is between hyaline cartilage and dense regular connective tissue. Its matrix is similar to but less firm than that in hyaline cartilage. It has predominantly thick collagen fibers. It's found in areas such as the intervertebral disc, pubis symphysis, and meniscus of the knee, where its tensile strength allows it to absorb compressive shock. The next major type of connective tissue is bone or osseous tissue. Bone has a hard calcified matrix containing many collagen fibers. Immature bone cells called osteoblasts produce the bone matrix, while osteocytes lie in lacunae and maintain the matrix. Bone is richly vascularized. Bone supports and protects body structures. For example, the skull encloses and protects the brain. Also, bone provides levers for the muscle to act on. Bone stores calcium, fats, and other minerals. The red bone marrow inside bones is a site for blood cell formation or hematopoiesis. The next type of connective tissue is blood. Blood is the most unusual type of connective tissue because it is a fluid. Blood consists of blood cells surrounded by a fluid matrix called blood plasma. The blood cells include red blood cells, white blood cells, and platelets. Red blood cells are the most abundant. Blood functions in transport of respiratory gases, nutrients, waste, and other substances.